Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. In the description below, the purchase and pricing question email line for your questions about buying this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. Even if you see it on our website, email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing a 2013 SIHH release that is quite simply over the top, 41.9 millimeters in red gold. This is the Lange Sohne 1815 Rattrapante Perpetual calendar. All of those things, plus a moon phase and a power reserve. The watch is extraordinary in 5N red gold. Take a look. As you can see, 15 millimeters thick and lug-to-lug 49.8 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. When you throw this watch on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, it has an imposing stance. I would recommend it for a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference, but I probably wouldn't go any smaller than that, not due to the shape of the lugs or their span, but the sheer size of the case. It has an immense proportion about it, dominating the rest of the watch and your wrist. So that's my thoughts on sizing, but do note it will fit underneath the jacket cuff, if not the tightest of dress sleeves. Hardware and software, let's take a look. As you can see, the strap is a dark brown, thoroughly bolstered, folded edge, monotone stitch, rectangular scale alligator leather strap, large rectangular scale, the good stuff, with a black calfskin on the underside. Note this is a new Lange factory strap, so you'll have the pleasure of gouging it first. And here, no pin buckle, as Lange includes a full deployant clasp. And as you can see, it's handsomely executed, all of polish inside and out, security against droppage while donning or removing at bedside in a way a pin buckle can never provide. A handsome, if sheer case side, you can see it's all of high polish with a few character lines formed by the assembly of the bezel, the mid case, and the case back, and as ever with Lange, everything handsomely segmented with the case in the middle and then the lugs stepped out as separate sculptural forms. You can see they have a little bit of a transitional beveling on their flank. Domed style bezel. It has a vertical section and a domed style portion with rectangular vintage inspired chronograph pushers and a Lange branded crown. Now, take a quick look here because there's a lot going on. What you have up at 12 o'clock is primarily the power reserve for the 42-hour manual on power reserve, but then we'll fire everything up here and get it going. There is also a 30-minute register for the chronograph. You could see there is a coaxial register for the month as well as the leap year cycle. There is a constant seconds, and yes, the watch does feature hacking or stop seconds. Constant seconds over a moon phase that has an interval of adjustment of 122 years, and then that moon phase disc is made of solid gold. The dial itself is made of sterling silver. It's then galvanized this silver white color. So solid gold case, solid silver dial. You can see there is a date as well as a day of the week indicator, coaxial, over at 9 o'clock. Split the dial 4 ways and you have a wonderful vertical as well as horizontal symmetry. It has a handsome symmetry about it with some color as well, as you'll find gold, red, black, and blue on this dial. Lovely pinched and polished alpha style hands at center. The perpetual calendar need not be adjusted until the year 2100, as it can handle leap years as well as irregular length months. Now the timepiece is a split second chronograph, which means you can time 2 intervals at once, and you can gauge whether the gap between, say, 2 race cars around a track is waxing or waning, and you can do this while also using the watch as a conventional chronograph. And you can see I can continuously check my split and gauge the difference in the time of the 2 concurrent events. Turn it all over, you can see caliber L1011, 631 parts, 43 joules, 42-hour manual wind power reserve. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, adjusted in a chronometer style 5 positions. It features a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring to help it keep excellent time in any orientation. Now you will note the presence of 2 separate column wheels. There's one that operates the primary seconds that will start and stop the entire chronograph, and then there is a second one that is keyed to the pincers at the center, and that system will stop the Rattrapante or secondary seconds hand. So the mechanism governing that is right at the center. Now it features a decoupler mechanism because many split seconds chronographs, when they're activated, will create a dragging phenomenon where the stopped chronograph seconds hand will actually drag on the rest of the movement and slow everything down. Lange uses a decoupling system that is expensive, difficult to make, and hard to assemble, but at this level there is no compromise. As you can see, this is a twin column wheel lateral clutch chronograph, and you can see that the lateral clutch is fully jeweled with no compromises whatsoever. Also, you have to love the interior angles 1, 2, 2, 3 on that lateral clutch, and that's just the clutch. Satin-finished steel chronograph levers, horns, yoke, and recentering hammers. They featured satin-finished tops, and as you can see, mirrored beveling on their edges. You can really see it start to glow. There are glasuta stripes across the bridges. The bridges are in German silver or nickel copper zinc copper, giving them that golden hue. We have freehand engraved half bridges. You can see one for the driving wheel of the chronograph that drives off the fourth wheel of the movement, and then a second underneath a black polished swan's neck adjustment system for the balance. You'll note engine turned perlage, both large and small. The stripes held in place by blued screws. Blued screws here are used for fixing components in place. The fired blued screws are used for assembly. The black polished screws with chamfered slots and circumference are used for adjusting mechanisms. That's why you see them on the chronograph yoke and chronograph components as well as the swan's neck. Now, as you can see, we also feature jewel set and screw fixed chaton. The golden chaton, a nod to the pocket watch era, a Lange Sohne, of course, part of the family of companies founded by F.A. Lange in 1845. F.A. Lange, of course, the namesake of the line. And most German watches prior to collectivization under communism were pocket watches. So this watch is designed to echo the pocket watch era in materials, in the form of the bridges, in the use of the chaton. And it's a timepiece that exhausts superlatives. 30 meters water resistant, so I guess it's not perfect, but in every other regard, this is one hell of a grail watch. Heck, it's even an exit watch. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.